We are working on GMetrix PowerPoint Core Skills Review 2. The first task asks us to go ahead and begin this slideshow, and we're going to actually record it. And all we need to do is click through the entire slideshow. So we want to go to the slideshow tab here at the top. In the setup group, we have the record slideshow dropdown. We'll go ahead and click start from beginning. And for this, we'll leave everything checked. We'll click start recording. And then all you want to do is just go ahead and click through each of these slides. Task 2 wants us to go ahead and change the theme of this presentation to retrospect. So we want to go to the design tab here at the top. We're going to be in the themes group. We'll click this drop down here, and what you want to do is find retrospect. I believe it's this one. It is. If you're not sure, make sure you hover. Task 3 wants us to change the orientation of our current presentation to portrait, and we'll ensure the fit. So we want to go to the design tab here at the top. We're in the customize group. We'll click the slide size drop down. Custom slide, and then what we want to do is here is just click portrait. We'll click OK, and then we want to click ensure fit. Task 4 wants us to change our autocorrect options, so we'll go to the file tab here at the top. We'll click options. In the proofing section, we're going to go ahead and click autocorrect options. And what you want to undo is just uncheck this box right here for show autocorrect options button. We'll click OK. We'll click OK. Task 5 wants us to go to slide 3 here, and what we're going to do is change the brightness and contrast of this picture to brightness minus 40% and contrast plus 20%. So with this selected, we have the Picture Tools Format tab here at the top, and what we want to do is go to Corrections here. We'll go ahead and select brightness minus 40%, contrast plus 20. Task 6 wants us to go to slide 3 here, and it wants us to do a few things to this text box here that says income. The first thing it wants us to do is center the text. So we'll go ahead, we're on the home tab, paragraph group. We'll go ahead and click this center button. And then what it wants us to do is to apply a transform text effect. So with this, with our cursor here in this text box, we want to click Drawing Tools Format tab here at the top. And then what we want to select is in the Word Art Styles group, we'll click Text Effects dropdown, Transform. And then this list can be cumbersome to look through, but you want to find the deflate. And then it tells us that we want to change this from income to our income. We'll go ahead and click out of the text box. Task 7 wants us to go ahead and mark this presentation as final. In order to do that, we'll click File here at the top. In the Protect Presentation, we'll click this drop down and we'll check Mark as Final. We'll click OK. OK. Task 8 wants us to go ahead and select this text box here that has the text Training Day. And what we're going to do is two things. We're going to have it center aligned. It's right now right aligned, so we'll go ahead and click this one to make it centered. And then over here in the font group, we just want to click italics. And notice, because I only had my cursor on the one and only did the one, you'll want to select that text before you apply it. We'll click out of it. Task 9 wants us to delete slides 4 through 8 at the same time. There are a few ways to do this, but what I'm going to do is select this first slide, number 4, and I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and I'm going to go all the way to 8. Holding the Shift key down, I'm going to select the 8, and notice it highlights all of those slides. And now on my keyboard, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the Delete key, and it deletes. And again, there are a few ways to do that, but that's probably the easiest. Task 10 wants us to delete the annotation on slide 2. So we'll go ahead and click that, and then all we need to do is to click this white line here, and then what we can do is just hit the delete key on our keyboard. Task 11 wants us to go to slide 4, so we'll go ahead and select slide 4. What we're going to do is actually change this graphic, this Smart Art graphic, to text. So there are a few ways to do this. You can just right click here and select convert to text, or on the design tab here at the top in the reset group, we can do the same thing by clicking the convert drop down and saying convert to text. Task 12 wants us to go to slide 4, and what it wants us to do is to change the playback of this video here. So you want to go ahead and click that video so that we can go to the Format tab here at the top, actually the Playback tab here at the top. If you don't select that video, you will not have these tabs. And what we want to do is we want it to start on click, which is right, but then what we want to do is have it rewind after playing. We'll go ahead and click off the video. Task 13 wants us to go ahead and go to slide 2, And what it wants us to do is to change the first animation on slide 2 to have a 0.5 second duration. So we'll go ahead and go to the Animations tab here at the top, and we'll open the Animations pane. What we want to do is select the first animation, and I could have just selected this one here. It would have done the same thing. And then what we want to do is change this duration to be 0.5. Task 14 wants us to go to the third slide, and what we're going to do is add a shadow effect to this picture. So we'll go ahead and select that picture, and then what we want to do is click the Format tab here at the top. We're in the Picture Styles group. We'll click Picture Effects. This is a shadow. It is an inner, so we'll go to the inner group, and then it's inside left. Make sure you hover if you're not sure. Task 15 wants us to go ahead and have our slides advance after 2 seconds. So we'll go ahead and start on this first slide. And what we want to do is go to the Transitions tab here at the top. And then in the Timings group, we want to check this after. And then we want to change this to 2 seconds here. So you can click the up arrow, down arrow, or you can key it in. It's up to you. But then once you do that, you want to click Apply to All. Task 16 wants us to go ahead and apply a hyperlink to this image here on slide 1. So go ahead and select the image, and then what you want to do is go to the Insert tab here at the top. In the Links groups, we'll go ahead and click Hyperlink, and this is to a website, so we want to click Existing File or Web Page, and down here in the address, we want to go ahead and type the website. We'll click off the image. Task 17 wants us to go to slide 5, and what it wants us to do is to apply a shape style to this chart here at the bottom. You want to be careful where you select, because if you select an individual element, it'll only apply to that. So what I've done is I've clicked in the white space here so that I selected the entire chart. From here, with that selected, we have the Chart Tools Format tab, and we want to be in the Shape Styles group. We'll go ahead and click this More button, and what we want to look for is the Moderate Effect Purple Accent 6. If you're not sure, make sure you hover over each one until you find what you need. Now what we want to do is apply a line weight of 6 points. So on the shape outline, we'll go to weight and we'll click 6 points. Task 18 wants us to go to slide 2, and it wants us to change the bullet type for each of these. So we'll go ahead and select our text here, and what it wants is star bullets. So we'll click the bullet drop down, and then we'll go ahead and select the stars. Task 19 wants us to clear the timing of all the slides in the presentation. So what you want to do is go to the Slideshow tab here at the top. In the Setup group, we want to click the Record Slideshow dropdown, highlight Clear, and then we want to clear timing on all slides. Task 20 wants us to go ahead and go to slide 3. And then what it wants us to do is to record this presentation from this slide to the end. So we're on the Slideshow tab here at the top, and we want to click Record Slideshow, and this time we want to select Start Recording from Current Slide. We'll go ahead and leave this all the defaults selected, and we'll click Start Recording, and then we'll click to the end.